Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Sin Permiso, a Latina lifestyle podcast. Welcome to another episode of Sin Permiso, a Latina lifestyle podcast. Today we have Marc Lewis, influencer, digital creator, Marco Luisi.
Yeah.
Marc, thank you for coming. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me on. This is a lot of fun. I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
So you were born in Boston, you grew up in the burbs.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm representing today my neighborhood, so we can talk a little bit about the fun way down the
I
road.
noticed that. Yeah.
Marc, I thought like your content is super different because obviously everybody enjoys funny content, someone who can make fun of themselves, other people. But I really enjoyed yours. I saw your content and I thought this is really cool because we all love to go back. I mean, even though you're younger than some of us, we like to go back old school. You talk about the neighborhoods, you talk about the restaurants, you talk about the feel of Boston. And there's a lot of people that listen to the podcast or even watch you and they're not from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty funky. What inspired you to do something where you say how it is, you deal with the stereotypes of Massachusetts and you're just doing funny?
I always wanted to be an entertainer from when I was a kid, like almost a baby, 4 or 5 years old. And this was sort of my avenue to do so. I didn't have any money to move to Los Angeles. I didn't really, I was still, you got to think 2010, I graduated 2010. So that dates me a little. I'm 33, but didn't have the money to get to Los Angeles. Still kind of afraid of leaving the nest. And this was sort of my way to start doing it. And I would say content didn't really go mainstream until COVID. I would say is when everybody really, really got cued into social media about 5 years ago, and it really went through the roof. I was grinding it out for years just on my personal Instagram and things of that nature, my personal Facebook, to just people who knew me. And like people would, think I was funny and leave compliments and stuff like that. But again, you got to understand where it's coming from. It's your friends, it's people, family members, friends of the family. So people are obviously being a little bit more overtly nice than if you were a stranger. But that's where it all started for me. And then COVID was my breakthrough, the start of the breakthrough, which was great.
Well, like we all grew up, a lot of us grew up, with the nicknames for the cities. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I grew up in the Fenway.
Mm-hmm.
And, we would say, not everything's nice. Drugchester, Murder Pan, Slummerville. What was it? The other day, well, then the old Lynn, the city of sin. You never come out the way you went in. And I just think it's hilarious how you also do the comparisons, right? The comparisons of South Shore, North Shore, because there are nuances. There definitely
There's
are.
a lot of nuances, yeah. And I've always I've always thought the most repetitive town nickname, and when people do like the dirty something, the dirty woo, the dirty Gus, the dirty Bur, it's so stupid. It's just like, but it's, again, you want to talk about a Massachusetts nuance. I don't know if anywhere else does this around like any of the other 50 states, if we have trans-state people watching this show, but I much prefer the original nicknames for places than just putting the dirty something in front of everything. I'm like, dude, that's so lame and played out and contrived. Like, mix it up, come with something a little more original. But a lot of the reason that I do a lot of throwback stuff is, one, my audience is a lot of people like 25 and older,
Mm-hmm.
which I've always like, I like doing stuff that, for adults and things like that. And it's cool. And, but even like I've noticed like my comment section is people even like more older than 25, like people in their like later 30s, 40s, 50s, which is cool to me because I've always said like if you're appealing to adults, like there's people that make more creators that make more, youth friendly content and stuff like that, whether it's streamers or whomever else, and their audience just organically happens to be something different. I've always said adults like really, really are like precocious, if that's the right word, with who they give their time and attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So when
we don't have a lot of time.
That's
Marc.
what I mean. Yeah, a lot of you got like people with kids, people that are married, have a mortgage and shit like that. Obviously, a full-time job.
Exactly.
So when they give you their time and attention, it means even more so. So, and I always said like, I'd rather meet people at the finish line. Do you still watch Barney the Purple Dinosaur?
No, I don't.
That's my point. So that's why like I've always said I'd like to meet people at the finish line. I'd like to be someone that, like, that granted, it's great whoever watches me and consumes my stuff. Like, that's awesome and much appreciated. But I've always liked to do stuff that caters to more of my audience. And it's more like the throwback reasons too, because my parents, I get a lot of it from my parents, telling old stories and
Yep.
places they hung out and where
The
they used to
Palace on
go.
Route 1 and
Yeah,
Saugus. I
absolutely.
love how you also do when you talk about restaurants, right? Because you go to the restaurants, you give them like a 1 out of 10. Um, I know you talk about some staples like the Kowloon, but I've
Sure.
also seen you in Boston, like doing some food critiquing.
Yeah, I try to. I try to keep it the everyman. I'm not one of these people with a super super crazy taste palette. I can't tell you too much about. I like put it this way. Just got into duck confit.
I love it.
Uh, Before then, wouldn't be able to tell you much. Duck is a very rubbery and fatty like protein.
If it's done
So
right, it should be
yeah,
crispy.
caviar. I'm not really sure what that adds to a taste. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of shit I don't know, but I'm trying to get there. I like, for example, we just hit Amar. Me and a
Okay,
person just hit Amar, which is the Portuguese slash Japanese tapas fusion restaurant
that's
in the
different.
Raffles Hotel.
Okay.
And some stuff was good, some stuff I wouldn't go back for. And when you get the fancier you get, man, the more precarious it gets.
It's a hit or miss,
It's hit or
right?
miss. The fancier it gets, the more precarious it gets. I'm say it all the time, man, because you're taking a big risk with that price point,
Hmm.
with that. Is this good? Is there something like an everyman thing that I can kind of access? Like, what am I really paying for here?
Hmm.
Which is why a place like Grill 23, I think, is the perfect
Do
restaurant.
you think it's like the best bang for your buck?
Yeah, bang for your buck. I think you're paying what you should.
Okay.
Personally, at Grill 23, I think you pay what you should. Bang for your buck is different. The
Okay.
Banks, which is one of their sister restaurants, just kind of like around the corner from them, that's a great bang for your buck.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Best burger. Best burger in Mass.
Best burger in Massachusetts. Crazy Good Kitchen is up there.
Okay.
I know the Grill 23 burger is dynamite. It is. What do you prefer in a burger though? Are
I
you a
think
bun person? Are you
no,
more of
it's
like a do you need it like a juicier
well,
type
the
of?
bun is important for sure. I
Okay.
mean, when they get funky and they do brioche, I love it. But also, the quality of the meat, right? You don't want your
Yeah.
regular burger. You want them to be able to maybe grind their own steak, season it themselves, and then just have it done the right way.
Also, more shit on a sandwich does not make it better.
You're
Stop
covering, you're masking.
Stop with the over stacking of a million different things on a sandwich, whether it's a burger or whatever, and just give us a couple things that taste good. I cannot stand when I pick up a sandwich, go to take a bite, and half of it falls out onto the plate.
Best cocktails. Best
Best
cocktail.
cocktails. Okay.
Mass.
Espresso martini wise, which is my drink of choice, you're gonna go with any of the Di Pasquale restaurants.
I knew it.
Frankie D
Umbria.
has the best espresso martini recipe out there. I've had a couple. The Grill 23 one is phenomenal. This is gonna sound redundant. They freeze ice. Um, they like ice the perimeter of the
Yeah.
glass to keep it cold. It's great. The one at Beacon Hill, 1928, 82, 1890, whatever the hell it is, that place in Beacon Hill, that one's good. The one in the Blind Duck is very good. There's a lot of good ones. That I would say craft cocktails,
Mm,
Wicked Craft
Wicked Craft.
in the
Best
North End.
pizza. Best pizza in
The best
Massachusetts.
pizza in Massachusetts. It depends on what pizza you like, but if I'm gonna go with a regular American pizza, it would be Kelly Square Pub in East Boston.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
It's my
Can't beat
personal
it.
favorite. And it has been since I was a baby. For American style pizza for Napolitan,
Yes.
I'm going to go with Quattro has a phenomenal one.
The North End.
Pastoral in Fort Point, great,
Mm.
great spot. It's right next to Smokehouse Barbecue.
What's your
Um,
take on Santarpios?
it's not my preferred
It's
pizza.
not for everyone.
Not for everybody. It's a heavy pie.
I love it
It's
though.
borderline a fork and knife pie.
Yes, it
If
is.
you want, like you could
100%.
fork and knife a Santarpio's pizza, but I rate Santarpio's at like a 7.2. Definitely, it's a good pizza. Like if you told me I'd eat Santarpio's every night, I'd be like, all
Mhm.
right, I could probably do that. Not the worst. Not I enjoy Santarpio's. It's a throwback too.
I
Yeah,
love how you know a little bit about everything. Let's talk about how the comparatives, right? We were talking the other
sure.
day about like People ask you like, how do you compare this city to like the North Shore version of the South Shore city? And we were talking the other day because we're in Revere,
Yeah.
and I said that I would say that I compare Revere to a Quincy, and I'll tell you why. Because both have the ocean, both have kind of like the uppity, the Squantum for for Quincy, then we've got the Point of Pines for Revere, and they both, have a good amount of restaurants and this a lot of commercial property. But I think we found like some funnier ones that are.
So you think Marina Bay is comparable to like Revere Beach?
I do not. I think Marina Bay might has a little more going on. I think Revere Beach
It
is almost there.
I
Will be
would
there.
That's interesting. I thought the opposite.
You really did.
You know better than me, but like, so put it this way: the only reason I would disagree with you,
Uh huh.
the one thing, and I'm probably just playing devil's advocate here, Quincy's way bigger.
It is bigger. Revere is not that big.
No,
Definitely.
Revere isn't as big as people think it
No,
is.
no, 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 no.
It's not
Lynn's
like
way bigger. Lynn's way
definitely,
bigger.
yeah, absolutely. You know where I didn't realize is huge and a huge misconception my entire life, especially like a North Shore guy. Merrimack Valley's kind of adjacent. Methuen is like way bigger than Lawrence.
Yeah, for
People,
sure.
I think people realize how big Methuen is.
And Methuen, let me tell you, it really up and came. Lawrence, Lawtown. What would you compare Lawrence to on the South Shore?
On the South Shore, probably Brockton.
Brockton, right?
Yeah,
Brockton.
probably boogie down Brockton. Yeah, Brockton's got a little bit of everything, man. Like
It does.
it's a very varied. I don't know that I've seen as much of like a variety of like real estate feel. You have like normal suburban neighborhoods, you have inner city spots, you have public housing, you have like a little bit of everything in Brockton. So it's obviously it's a small city.
Give me a South Shore Melrose.
A South Shore, Melrose, Milton.
Milton.
I would probably say Milton's probably the comp from Melrose on the
I
South
agree.
Shore.
I agree. What's your rating on Revere? I know you do like a 1 through 10.
Revere. All right, so listen, it's gonna be biased. I love Revere. This place.
You're
is
not
gonna,
saying that just because you're
No,
you.
no. Listen, my mom's entire side of the family are all Revere people. We're here for every holiday. I spent weekends, summers, holidays here. Made some phenomenal lifelong friends here. I feel very lucky to be like a guest here. Revere gets way worse of a rap than it deserves. The public school system's probably in the worst place it's been. That's everywhere though.
Because it used to be really, really good.
When my brother graduated from here. Nico graduated from here.
My son and sister.
23. Yeah, I'm sorry. My brother was 2013, so I'm 2010. I was Georgetown High, but when it was here, man, Revere was a very well accredited school. Like it wasn't the layup or joke that people seem to think it is, or it might be perceived as now. Good athletes have come out of Revere. West Revere, I would move there right now.
Is that the Beverly Hills?
It is. That's the Beverly Hills of Revere. I don't care what anybody says. Point of Pines is where you retire to.
Exactly.
That's fine, in my opinion. And I know the Pines has its own different vibe down 4th of July.
It's a whole different vibe.
But I will say this, rest in peace to John T. Phenomenal guy. Rest in peace to him. Unreal guy. 4th of July in West Revere was crazy because of him. He threw the best 4th of July party around. And I'll tell you this right now. Anybody that experienced Halloween in West Revere back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
This was like circled on the calendar. We used to get out of school. My dad used to come pick us up, drop us off, and we'd go down with my
Bruno, Aurelia
Sylvia, Philomena Ave,
Philomena.
all that Malden Street, St. Mary's side of West Revere. Dude, give me that over Salem any day of the week when it's like bumping like that. It's different, man. It's a bunch of families.
Yep.
Then there would be
full-size candy bars.
Full-size candy bars. I mean, kids don't do this anymore. We used to go out with pillow sacks, be out till 1:30 in the morning, shaving cream, eggs, crazy stuff. And by the way, this would be the same thing as if Halloween was on a Saturday night or a Tuesday night.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
It was the fact that I got to leave Georgetown, Mass, and go experience that. That was like getting invited to like the white party that Michael Rubin throws every year that like 50 people get to go to. It was the coolest feeling ever.
Tell me we're in the 7 range.
Revere is going to come in at a solid 7.7 for me.
Awesome. All
it's
right.
close to everything.
Yep.
It's got good food here. Yeah, I could go on for years about Revere. Chelsea could be phenomenal, and I feel like it used to be it used to be, excuse me, I feel like a much different. I feel like Chelsea used to be like an awesome little city back in the
Yeah.
day. It's just way too crammed.
It's crammed.
It's way too crammed. They still need to do a lot of work in the real estate in that place. Need to redo some of those buildings. Chelsea gives me big, like, I hate to say this, but big, it's almost like a, no, I can't even say it's like an Attleboro. Chelsea's like a, it gives me like Taunton vibes.
No.
Like, no?
Taunton.
I have a hate relationship with
Well,
Taunton. I don't.
That's what I mean. Chelsea's better than Taunton. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, there's, yeah. All right, so I'm thinking
we in
like,
the sixes?
wait. I'm thinking aesthetically.
Okay.
So Chelsea South Shore comp would be who, in your expert real estate opinion?
Am I getting like a Randolph almost?
But you got to think, there's really no like suburban
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
It's all a city. You're in 3-family buildings. Like, it's a tough comp.
It's a really tough comp.
You know,
you got me.
Do you want to say like New Bedford? Not that that's South Shore, but
it's
like
too big. New Bedford's too big.
Yeah, but
yes, I'm getting that feel. Yeah, you got it. No, Chelsea being better, of course, being better. How about Lynn? What do you give Lynn?
like a rating?
Mm-hmm.
Lynn would come in at like a 6.7, like a 6.6, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe like even like a little bit lower than that. Lynn's just got a ways to go.
Super, but it has so much potential.
So much potential. Listen, there's good food in Lynn. Yep. There's a lot of great bars in Lynn. The Lynn like camaraderie is great.
Yes.
That's another reason Revere is great.
Yep.
Like Lynn people stick together. Like I don't like and now it's a vibrant, like more Latino community than anything, right?
Downtown is exploding.
It is. And then by the way, Chelsea, I'm gonna have to score Chelsea probably. I'm not gonna lie, in like the 5.8s.
Wow. So we've got a ways to go, Chelsea.
It's a way to go. Chelsea's got a way to go, but it can get there.
It can, definitely. So let me ask you this. What's something that people think about Massachusetts all the time, but they're actually wrong?
They think everybody's Irish or Italian in this state. And in reality, it's a melting pot of the whole United Nations, basically.
They're
that
watching
live
too many
here.
Ben Affleck movies.
Yeah, it's way too much, man. You go
not The Departed all the time.
No, it's not. You have a lot of Asian people here. You have a lot of Caribbean island people here. You have different types of African immigrants here. Haitian, Middle Eastern people that come here. Arab, like Indian people, Arabs, like a lot of different people are here. A ton.
I think I read that we have the most Asian population per, square feet or per miles, comparison to, you can't compare to California because it's huge, but for Massachusetts, we have a huge Asian demographic.
You can thank Quincy, Massachusetts for that.
And Chinatown's always popping.
Chinatown is awesome. If you actually go to Chinatown, and it's so cool. It's not even a mile, right?
No.
What's it, like 3 streets?
It's like
not even, yeah.
4 possibly.
Maybe, yeah. But so that was another thing I did back in the day that I'll bring back. If Massachusetts towns were countries.
Oh, let's hear it.
Based on the most popular demographic of people that live there.
Okay.
I think it was Irish people. I want to say it was Situate.
Okay.
That had the highest percentage. I mean, they call it the Irish Riviera for a reason, which is a hilarious nickname. But the South Shore is obviously very Irish. Revere was actually. Do you want to take a guess at what it is? It's a tie between 2 things.
Revere, would you say Colombia and Italy?
Nope. It's like the opposite of the 2 you just picked too.
Morocco?
Yup.
And?
Vietnamese.
Well, used to be Vietnamese back on the Shirley Ave.
The Ave was like
that was
Vietnam.
Vietnam or Cambodia.
Cambodia, yeah, exactly.
Both. Interesting.
But Morocco, yeah, there's a lot of Moroccan people now.
Is.
I mean, back when my mom was growing up here, the 80s, it was like Italian people with some Irish people sprinkled in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of what else. I think Quincy was China. Like would be China, right? Oh, there was one more. I think I have a buddy who's Ugandan, and I believe it was I'm sorry. Poland is Chicopee.
Interesting.
Chicopee has apparently a huge Polish population of people out there.
Never been.
Fall River is Portugal.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yep, 100%. Fall River's Portugal.
We got Brockton would be Cape Verde.
Brockton's Cabo Verde. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot. Haiti was Mattapan.
Okay.
Mattapan's a lot of Haitian peeps. A lot of Haitian peeps in Mattapan. I don't know where it would be if it were like a town in the suburbs, though.
Yeah.
So they definitely have a neighborhood in the city. I just don't know if if it goes outside the how do you call
The
it?
perimeter.
East Boston is Columbia.
Oh, East Boston is Columbia
Is
all day
Columbia
long,
now?
all day
Yeah,
long.
East Boston's
It is
absolutely
now.
Columbia
It is
now.
now. So, fun fact about Massachusetts. One fun fact, something that people that are not in Massachusetts wouldn't know, something very different about, or its people.
The people wouldn't know about Massachusetts,
I
or
mean,
like a fun fact. I would have to say, did I say this in the meeting the other day? Now I'm forgetting. Is it in the notes?
what is it?
I Is it in the notes?
Um, no, we did not put it in the
We
notes.
didn't.
No.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
we also said something that people assume that we're all massholes. Is it or is it not true?
No, I think people in Massachusetts, not everyone's not an asshole. I think people are just in it's a hustle and bustle state. People are moving. They have
Move
a
it,
lot of
move it,
shit
move
to
it.
do.
Keep
You
it
have to
moving.
move. You
Let's
have to
go.
be
Let's
able to
go.
yeah, you have to be able to keep up with the pace. Now don't get me wrong. There are definitely some people that are like yeah, there's clowns in this state. Absolutely. But it's a hustle and bustle type of state, man. You have to keep up with the pace. Like if you're used to a slower Midwest or down south, laid back, not a care in the world. If anything, I think growing up in Massachusetts conditions you to live quite literally anywhere else in the world.
Oh, hell
Besides
yeah.
maybe Shanghai, China, and like New Delhi, India. Aside from that, um, yeah,
Beirut.
Massachusetts. Oh yeah, or Beirut. Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
I deal with people in California and other states, and I say to them, listen, first of all, let me apologize. If I seem brash, if I seem harsh, if I seem like I'm in a rush, I've been called all kinds of things. It's because I'm from the Northeast. But you know what? It also gives us grit, right? That work ethic, that grit. That's what we have up here in the Northeast. We got to keep it moving.
That makes it okay. So you just kind of like sparked the little epiphany of what your question just was. You said like something people like confused about Massachusetts. I think that if a person from Massachusetts is like making fun of you and giving you a hard time, it's actually a really good thing because
It's a compliment.
it's a
They
compliment.
like
It means
you.
they like you and they feel comfortable around you. It actually, and they not feel comfortable like they could say whatever they want and be rude and disrespect you. And it's in a sense of like they see you as like somebody they want to have like some banter with.
They
and
want to
some
have fun with you.
Massachusetts people do not talk to people they don't like.
Yes, 100%.
They do not talk to people they don't like. If you move, if you're, let's say, like a young couple moving here or whatever, you're a young person who just bought a house or you have a neighbor or something, and the guy just kind of looks at you and doesn't really, and just does like a little, hey, guy probably doesn't like you.
No.
If it's a Massachusetts guy, like a native person, guy, girl, whatever, if they do, you'll probably get your chops busted a little bit, and they'll give you a hard time about certain stuff. And it's honestly, it's like a good thing. It means like
You're cool.
they're cool.
You're
They like
You're cool.
talking to you. Yeah, exactly.
Fun fact about Marc Lewis.
About me, I'm a
Yes.
massive nerd, actually. Like low key, I'm a huge. Not. It's like my nighttime activity. I collect certain Pokemon cards. I just bought a bunch of like Magic starter stuff to start my own Magic deck. I'm sitting on a Lorcana box, which is Disney's trading card product that I bought last year. I love first person shooter video games. I'm a big franchise mode player and sports stuff. I collect retro games and like retro video game memorabilia, and I'm a huge like game nerd. Like in my I just bought an $1,100 gaming PC. Actually, no, the most Massachusetts thing ever happened. I didn't buy it for $1,100. I bought it for $3 off my cousin.
Off your cousin.
It cost me an extra $800. That's the Massachusetts difference right there. I got it sold to me on the guise of it works perfect for $300-400. Nope, it needed another $700-800 worth
That's
of work,
very
which is the
Massachusetts.
most Massachusetts thing of all time.
Marc, I loved having you here. I want to know, where can people see you, see all your idiosyncrasies, your comparatives, just see Marc in action?
On Instagram at MarcLew1S. Marc Lewis, just the I is a 1.
Marc, you're one of those people that make life funner, make things funnier. We laugh at ourselves, we laugh at everybody else. We keep it real. We don't take it serious, don't take it personal. Thank you for coming on Sin Permiso. I really, really wanted to highlight you because I like you. You're pretty cool. Thanks for
a lot.
coming.
Yeah, I made it the extra 10 minutes. I think we're going where no podcast guest has gone before on Si Permiso.
No. Thank you.
I speak pretty good Spanish too when you tell me about it. So
Gracias.
Gracias.